De Australische drummer Petro Nykyruj kwam in 1979 naar Nederland. In de jaren 80 was hij een veelgevraagd drummer in diverse groepen, maar na een tijdje trok hij zich uit de scene terug. Tegenwoordig leidt hij iedere donderdag in zaal 100 een workshop. Hij treedt weer op met verschillende groepen en hij studeert elke dag in zijn boot aan de Amstel, waar Jazz TV hem opzocht.
I came home from school one afternoon and there was a program on the radio and if you were the first to telephone, they would give you free music lessons for a month. So I was very quick and phoned and got on the line first, and the man said, "Yeah, you're on first. You've won the free music lessons. What instrument you want to play?" And I just didn't think at all. I just said drums, just like that. No particular reason.
Yeah, maybe it had something to do with the glamour of the drums.
No, playing drums is not glamorous. It's boring. I mean, look, in most bands, the drummer sits in the back behind all the other musicians, and backs the other musicians. Anyway, so I did.
But it was very associative, your answer.
Associative of what?
Yeah, of drumming.
Don't know. I mean,
it had to mean something,
I
don't you?
guess so. Maybe I secretly wanted to annoy my father, because he, at that time when I was at school, after school I was always hanging out on the street with my friends, and he didn't like that, so he said, one time he said, "Don't hang out in the street with your friends and get into all sorts of trouble, get a hobby." So then I said, "Okay, I'm going to play drums," and he said, "Not that hobby." So maybe it had something to do with it.
Could you recall the way you played in those early days?
And so forth, just very straight, very simple. I was always improvising, and that's one of the reasons I got kicked out of a lot of rock bands, because they want a metronome. They don't want improvising drummer. They want someone just to keep a strict time, like I just played for you before.
Yeah. Yeah, you wanted freedom.
Of course. I mean, who wants to sit behind a drum kit? Chick, 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 chick. That's boring.
You can't get a kick out of just keeping the pace.
Keeping time. Yeah, okay. It's also like this. If you play a normal standard, now that's also keeping strict time. It's also very boring. Now there's especially on some of the Miles Davis recordings,
Yeah.
Philly Joe Jones does that all the time. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But the whole to do a concert the whole night playing that's a bit much. Okay, you can do it in one tune, and I do it occasionally, but when it's called for in the workshops that I do, but for the rest, rather not.
So how do you play? How do you prefer to play the same song you just played?
Well, just break it up into different, different accents.
How did you develop from a pop or rock drummer into a jazz drummer?
Just a moment. I have to think about that. That's a very difficult question.
To play jazz, you have to have more technical abilities, don't you?
Now, if you consider Sonny Murray, a jazz drummer, a good jazz drummer, he was one of the first free jazz drummers to play with Albert Ayler.
Yeah.
Now, if you consider his technique, which is something like this, or was at the time. Now, is that technique? Because that's what he was playing when he was playing with Ayla. And he said in an interview, I think he also played with Cecil Taylor. He said in an interview before he played with Albert Ayla, he was a good drummer because he was playing. Now, that whole question of technique, Buddy Rich was a fantastic technician, a fantastic drummer. He was like a circus performer.
Yeah.
He had all the technique, but it didn't sound like music. It just sounded copybook from exercise books. Louis Bellson the same, fantastic technique. Everything can become straight out of the book. Now, that's not music for me. Max Roach makes mistakes. I make mistakes. A lot of so many drummers make mistakes. You have to make mistakes. You're a human being. Yeah. All the musicians I know and the ones I've read about, first you learn it and then you forget it and just play. It's simple as that.
Maybe you can give an example of forgetting the technique and still playing.
Okay, let's see. That was Mr. PC by Coltrane, if you didn't recognize it.
So did it have a fixed rhythm?
Yeah, it was all 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath there. Look, if I play it correctly, what's correct? If I play it normal, 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. And if I play it in the same tempo, but without playing that, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still the same tune, but it's not this boring. I just fell in love with Holland, put it that way, and then that's no joke. It was great. The first few years here were wonderful, and meeting all the new musicians and hanging out everywhere. The old Bim house, the old Kroeg. Yeah, it was very nice. I get very nervous if I'm on the bandstand. That's all. Yeah. As soon as I sit down, then it's fine. But if I know I have to play in a session and I have to get up, then I get very nervous before. Yeah. So that makes it very difficult.
It's just an inborn quality of you.
I don't know, because when I was playing in pop bands, I never was nervous. I always wanted to be the star.
Yeah.
Now it's.
So when did that change?
Probably when I heard Coltrane for the first time.
As a jazz musician, you have to have a sort of PR, sort of politics too.
Yeah, correct. And you have to hang out with those people, the Misha's crowd and the Broker crowd and the Sean's crowd and the Paul Stocker's crowd.
You just don't want that.
Oh, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not Han Benning, and Misha, I think, would prefer to play with Han Benning or with Louis Maholo.
Yeah, so?
Now, since I have played with Misha before in the past, I had a very strange feeling when I was playing with him in the Bim House.
Yeah.
He stopped playing and he leant on the piano and was just staring at me like this when I was playing, and then I noticed him out of the corner of my eye and I thought, what is this? Is he trying to check me out or
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah? So that made me feel a little bit nervous. I mean, I'm not going to jump up and down and do the Han Benning trip, because Han does that very well. He doesn't need an imitator. The other,
But there's a lot of more ways to find work here. But it seems that it's hard for you, although you're, in my eyes, you're almost a genius. It almost seems that it's hard for you to find work. Even being a brilliant drummer.
I wouldn't say that. There's
No.
those
Those are my words.
fine. Okay, I didn't hear that. I don't want to go and play in the Alto again or Bourbon Street again. Or I prefer being active with workshops and teaching amateurs and beginners. I find that a lot rewarding and a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
Of course, it's nice to have concerts and to get well paid.
Yeah.
But the actual thing of hanging out with the so-called top hierarchy, if you like, I don't like to do that anymore. Next question.
Alcohol?
Oh, nothing wrong with a bit of beer and wine. But the old days of drinking Geneva and falling off my bike and cracking bones, they're gone.
Yeah, you've drunk a lot.
Oh, certainly. I make no secret about that. In fact, that's probably one of the main reasons a lot of musicians didn't want to play with me, because I was always drunk. Not on the gig, but after the gig.
Was it Oh, so that had nothing to do with your nervousness?
No, that was just because I like to drink. Especially oude jenever.
And when did you stop drinking so much?
When I met Kika. Because she refuses to have hard drink on the Vios, on the boat. So it was either give up Kika or give up jenever. So I gave up jenever.
So now your reputation of an alcoholic is not not actual anymore.
I don't know, because I don't hang out so much in the Bim House or other concerts. I don't really go so much. So it's because I've been off the scene for 5 or 6 years, and people don't. A lot of people also thought I went back to Australia because I haven't been hanging out. Just because I didn't want to.
But are you now via this program making a comeback?
I haven't been away. I haven't written any.
But are you now via this program making a comeback?
I haven't been away.
Oh, Amsterdam's great, but we're in The Hague.
Thank you very much.